Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Here's a quick situation report on observations by radio and some ADSB military aircraft activity around Ukraine. It's currently 10 p.m. in Ukraine. The sun is down, it's dark. Sunset is happening over in Europe right now. You can see most of France is in darkness. The UK is going to get sunset pretty soon. Northern Europe is also experiencing sunset. I've been tuning in a number of WebSDR and KiwiSDR sites to listen to reports and just sense the mood over there since the war began, and in fact before the war began. So you've seen these maps before. Notice that there's nothing up and running right now. Ukraine, no Kiwi radios. So things are different. You can try if you want and connect directly to their FM stations. There are a few which do live streaming. Give it a try. If their internet's working, you actually may get their program material, including news reports, music, talk, whatever. But the internet SDRs are not streaming right now. Things have changed over the last couple of months. Let's go over and look at what the ADSB monitors are talking about. They're not really saying much about Ukraine-related activity. There is one report here. It's not really about ADSB. He's discussing military, political topics. Somebody has noticed a surveillance mission by the Swedish Air Force with the Gulfstream 4 operating near Ukraine, and not much else is related to it. Let's take a look at a tracking map. I did find a Gulfstream 5 operated by the Polish military, which has been operating close to a NATO KC-10 tanker. You'll see here that the G5 is down low, descending right now through about 7,400 feet, heading down possibly to land or do something down low. The KC-10 has been at flight level 250 for quite a while. It's flying a hold. I would presume they have a point down here that they're navigating off of and making these left turns. I have seen no customers come up for fuel. So either there is nobody coming for fuel right now, or the customers have their ADSB turned off. We do have some information on the aircraft from the hex code. We can go to a database and find the registration and get some information about that airplane. And it's been there for quite a while, flight level 250. The ground speed is going to go up and down as it flies into the wind and then turns and gets a tailwind. So when you look at these holds, obviously it's tracking a nice course here based on their flight management system and autopilot. This ground speed's going to go up and down based on the winds. We can see some things that are selected in the FMS. So, just basic information on that. Now, what's a bit different is two reconnaissance aircraft that have been flying west and southwest of Ukraine. Here's one which is on its way back to Sigonella. This one is at 54,000 feet, flight level 540. It's an RQ-4 Global Hawk drone, and what it did was it came up to the south, went over toward the Black Sea, made a turn, and then got back on this track and then went southwest bound, and it's continuing southwest bound out of the area. Over Romania, at flight level 520, is a drone, call sign Forte10, which came in on this same ground track, and it has been flying a very interesting lens-shaped pattern for quite a while. It's been going back and forth. I would presume they're looking and listening over the border. But they've been going generally to the east, making a turn, which looks pretty sharp, and then going to the west, and then making another turn, which is not so sharp. This must mean that there's a north wind over here, and I would presume as they turn into the north wind, their turn radius is pretty small. When they come over here and turn left, it has been making left turns, that they're getting a tailwind and a higher ground speed and resulting in a larger radius of turn. But they're going back and forth, back and forth. I shouldn't say they, there's actually nobody on board this one. There's a remote operator somewhere who's controlling this thing, and there are people interested in the data that's being taken by that aircraft. Down low, there's been some military activity down to the south. I don't think this one is part of it. There's this Romanian military transport that's been up. They're currently where, I guess they're landing now, 375 feet. But over here, close to the shoreline of the Black Sea, there's a group of Black Hawk helicopters. They're operated by the US. I would call it part of a NATO force. I'm going to click on these and show you. So here's one. Here's another. And another. And another. These are Black Hawks. They seem to have originated from somewhere down south. What's the city here? Constanta? And possibly a military base somewhere over here. What's that? So there is an airport. They seem to be operating out of there, and they've gone out in pairs. One to the north and west, and one to the north and east. Not very high, 525, 1350 feet. 1600 feet approximately. So things are happening down there. Either training or maybe a real world operation, I don't know. What's rather interesting though is that we're getting such good data on these drones. I mean, most of what we're seeing on it is based on multilateration. So even though the drone is not reporting its GPS position on the ground, there are multiple radio receivers of exactly known positions. They know the latitude, longitude of the receivers. The receivers have accurate time sources, and each one is receiving pings basically from the transponder on that aircraft. They do a little math, compare the arrival times of the signal, and work out the three-dimensional position of that drone. That's its altitude, its latitude, its longitude, and over time, with multiple hits, they can figure out its direction of movement, ground speed, etc. And it's the same story with Forte10. Once again, it's not volunteering much. There's some barometric altitude and a squawk code, and that's about it. The rest of the information on this is being derived by multilateration, MLAT. You gotta love modern computing technology. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's a quick situation report. We're going into the evening over Ukraine, and people are watching, basically. Hey, what do we have here? Logger 260 is coming into the area. It's a stratotanker, KC-135, flight level 370. So maybe it's going to be one of the players for the late night session to the west of Ukraine. So there it is. I'm going to sign off. I hope this was interesting. Everyone take care. Have a great day. See you later in another video.